Hi everyone. Today on Farmin' and Fixin', we're gonna try to explain to you our property's history dating all the way back to King George III. Maybe we should give him a shirt that's not all stained.
Yeah, okay. Let me change the shirt.
No, you don't need to change the shirt.
No?
No, it's fine.
Okay. So, the farm's in 3 towns, as you can see over here. But the property lines have been changed a few times because the towns do not agree where the monument is. This was done in 1970, and this shows you the barns, the original house, the Girl Scout shed that was here for the Girl Scout camp, and it shows you where some of the fences were. It also shows you where the wet land is, where the brooks are and where the turtles hang out.
George, how are your neighbors?
How are my neighbors?
Yeah, do you have good neighbors?
No,
Why?
because they always throw stuff on my property. They think that just because it's a farm, that they can cut down trees on my property or just push stuff on my property. This over here was the old railroad tracks. It went out of commission in the early 1900s, but they said it was only in business for like 50 years. And for some reason, our farm kept a piece so they could touch the railroad tracks. I can't quite understand why. Nobody has ever told me why they did that. But then in the meantime, and it changes, it follows the brook all along here, Applicating Creek. And then when you look at this map over here, then I ended up buying lot 3, and then I bought lot 5 as well.
And when you were looking at farms, why did you choose this property?
Because of the mountain in Lafayette. This is Lafayette. Almost all Lafayette is pretty much a mountain. Pretty much high. All the sides go down. And the mountain had hemlocks and long needle pine trees and a lot of mountain laurel, and my dad liked that. He thought the mountain was beautiful, nice and green. Even in the wintertime when we first looked at the farm, it was a nice looking mountain. And we have a waterfall that comes right off this little brook over here.
Is that the waterfall we filmed last week?
No, I think we see the one we seen last week is the one that comes off, starts over here by the spring and goes that way, the one that we looked at last week.
Oh, you mean down.
This one
gotcha.
comes down. This one comes way down by the bridge. The bridge was about where the wetland is. The bridge is about here someplace that we took down a couple weeks ago.
She's gotta go out. I gotta let her out.
Okay.
So when you pay taxes, you have to pay it to 3 different towns.
Right now I have 11 tax bills because I kept on buying other property. This road when I bought the farm was dirt, nothing but dirt road. Part of it is still dirt once you get off my property where it hits Roy Road.
Is that Dennis?
This is Dennis Road here.
I gotcha.
This is the Dennis farm, and this is Dennis Road, and it's been all vacated. So the town doesn't own the road anymore. I own the road or the property. But at the other end of my property, there's a road. Dennis Road keeps on going that way.
And you don't think that the Dennises really own the farm?
Oh,
They owned it. They weren't squatters. Didn't you think that they were squatters or no?
I think they owned the property since the Revolutionary War.
Oh,
And I
okay.
think they were sitting on this farm when the English owned it. I believe they sat on this farm when the English owned it, and then after the Revolutionary War, they ended up owning it.
Do you think they built the barn?
Yeah, I think they built the barn.
Oh, cool.
Because when I had the property surveyed, it only went back to the Dennises. That's it. It only went back to the Dennises. There was nobody before the Dennises.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
So, like 100 years ago.
George was right. After some investigation, we were able to trace the Dennis family's ownership of the property to just after the Revolutionary War. Let's take a look at the Dennis family tree. Here you can see Lewis married Charlotte, the first owner of the property. They had a son, James, who married Martha. And then they had a son, Samuel, who married Loretta. They had 4 daughters. Amy Ruth was the last living Dennis to own the property. This means that since King George III, there have only been 3 owners of our property. The Dennis family owned it for approximately 175 years. A bank owned it for 8 to 10 years, and we've owned it for approximately 38 years.
So I don't know what has changed on the property. It doesn't show the house foundation that I see, that I know that's back over here, and the well. So I know there was another house and a foundation and another residence, because a man came here one day and told me he was born there. But it's not shown on this map. So most of the farm is farmed as hay and corn. And the rest is,
But originally it was an orchard, right?
well, up on this area right here, there was an apple orchard. Mostly all the apples were on this side of the mountain before it starts coming up. Comes up once you get into these towns. And then where my property line is, it's going back down. You can see the brook. So the brook is on the bottom of the mountain. It's,
Very
No.
cool.
Conforth.
Perfect. Thank you, George.